Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest heavyweights in all of boxing. Muhammad Ali had a record of 56 wins and 5 losses. He defeated many legends like George Foreman, Joe Frazier, and Sonny Liston. He is one of the best boxers to learn from. So let's learn about what makes Muhammad Ali so good at boxing and what you can learn from him in order to improve yourself at boxing. The first thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing was his jab. Ali was exceptionally good at using jabs to create chances and openings so he could knock his opponents out. He also utilized it to control the distance between him and his opponent. A jab can be used for many things. These are two of the most common reasons why people use jab. To improve your jab, the best thing you can do is repetition in the heavy bag and try to get faster each time. Using it well is more important than the speed of your jab. So sparring can teach you a lot about jab. Another important use of the jab is buying time in a fight. If you are exhausted in between sparring sessions or a fight, you can use the jab to keep your opponent away from you till you are ready to fight him. Muhammad Ali was well known for his jabs, and his footwork certainly helped him to move around fast after throwing jabs. The second thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing was his good footwork. Muhammad Ali had the greatest footwork in the heavyweight division in his era. His footwork was unpredictable, which caused a lot of trouble for his opponents, and he was very fast. Speed combined with good footwork is a very important trait in professional boxing. Footwork is one of the most important things in boxing, and to be honest, it might be one of the easiest things to master compared to things like head movement and defense, which are really hard to master. To improve your footwork, you should do shadow boxing, but keep your focus on footwork. Before you do that, you need to make sure you are in a proper boxing stance and make sure that you are not crossing your legs while moving sideways. It is a really common mistake, which can be easily fixed. Ali was also good at closing in towards his opponent and falling back really fast. You can learn that by doing footwork drills like in and out on a ladder. If you can master going in and out, it will put you ahead of many fighters. Let's talk about the third thing that made Muhammad Ali really good at boxing. It was his speed. Muhammad Ali's speed was unmatched by most boxers in the heavyweight division. Yeah, it is true that lightweight boxers are way faster, but if you have good speed in the heavyweight division, it's a massive advantage because many boxers are stiff and slow. Muhammad Ali had really good hand speed and footwork speed. He won a few of his fights by split decision, which shows that he was good at utilizing jab footwork and speed. A great way to improve hand speed for boxing is shadow boxing with light dumbbells or resistance bands. Training with heavier gloves can also help. You can feel an instant difference after doing these. To land a fast punch, you need to keep your hands slightly open and close them when you are about to hit the target. Using a speed bag can also help with your speed if you are using it fast. Doing mitt work can also build overall speed because it pushes your body to move faster and react to the mitts. Another thing that made Muhammad Ali good at boxing was his durability. Muhammad Ali was naturally stronger than most people because of his genetics, and he could take many punches without losing his balance or struggling a lot. We have seen him fight George Foreman, and he was still standing despite taking some powerful punches from George Foreman, who was most likely the hardest hitting heavyweight in all of boxing. If an average man took those hits, it would not end well for him. Strength and conditioning is the best way to build durability for combat sports like boxing. Ali did not lift weights, so he did a lot of sit-ups, push-ups, and pull-ups. Right now, strength and conditioning is way more advanced than the older era. You can do things like landmine press for your shoulders, or bench press, or pull-ups for chest and back. They build strength and some muscle, which is going to make you more durable in a fight. Training your core is very important because strong core muscles improves your punching power. And if you have a strong core, you can take more body punches, which is very common in boxing. Every heavyweight, including Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, spent a lot of time doing crunches to build strong core muscles. Another thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing was his defense. Muhammad Ali often moved back while using his footwork and head movement at the same time. This is really unique. Most people can't replicate it. You can see many of his fights where he leaned back and used his head movement. He usually aimed for a counter punch. His opponent missed a punch. In simple words, using fast footwork to move back and using your head movement and reflexes to avoid punches and landing counter punches when his opponent was open. He had very good reflexes which helped him. Muhammad Ali often kept himself open while fighting. To get better at defense, you should start doing mitt work and sparring. For head movement, use a slip bag or a slip line and practice it for a few minutes every day. If you do it for a few minutes every day for a few months, you will see a lot of difference. Let's move on to another thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing. It was his quick reflexes. Muhammad Ali is often seen punching his opponents, reacting really well to counter punches. Speed and reflexes correlate well with each other, and Muhammad Ali was very good at it. Mitt work is a good way to improve your reflexes because you have to react really quick to the mitts, or sparring can help you out with reflexes because you are against a real person who wants to punch you. Quick thinking skills are also essential because you need to think quick and react according to the situation. Muhammad Ali was a very well-rounded boxer overall. He had good footwork, speed, agility experience, reflexes, and power. In my opinion, he probably is the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Boxing is about being well-rounded at everything and being exceptional at a few things. Another thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing was his intelligence in the ring. Ali was one of the smartest boxers. Ali was good at tricking his opponents and messing with them in the ring. He often tricked his opponents by dropping his guard and used facial expressions to trick his opponents. Facial expressions can trick experienced boxers too. Ali was also good at adapting to his opponent's fighting style, which played an important role in his boxing career. He fought boxers who were of different heights and different abilities, and he was still able to get a winning record. There were a few boxers with a better record than him, but the reason why he was more popular was that he fought most of the hardest opponents and was able to beat them. Another thing that separated Muhammad Ali from most boxers in his era was his stamina. We all know that Muhammad Ali had really good speed and agility, but he was also able to maintain it throughout the whole fight without getting tired. Ali had better stamina than most of the boxers in his weight division because he focused on road work and sparring. To get better stamina, interval training is certainly better than most drills, because that is how you can make your body used to higher intensity tasks like boxing. A great example of interval training is running and then doing quick sprints. Training on the heavy bag when you are tired and then pushing yourself harder to keep going is also another example. But Muhammad Ali preferred running a few miles a day in order to improve his stamina. A very important thing Muhammad Ali did to keep his stamina good throughout the fight was maintaining balance. He made sure that he was not tiring himself too much in a fight by maintaining a balance between charging in and staying back. Another thing that made Muhammad Ali so good at boxing was his strength and punching power. Muhammad Ali was strong enough and had a powerful punch because he won by knockouts in the majority of his fights. Ali wasn't the best in terms of punching power, but he was still better than most people. Strength can be improved by lifting weights, but to improve punching power, you should focus on a lot of bag work and a good punching form. The single greatest thing you can do is get in a proper boxing stance in front of a heavy bag while standing in front of a mirror or recording yourself. You should pivot your legs and rotate your hips and extend your hands well while throwing a punch. You just have to keep repeating it and your punching power increases over time. There might be other ways, but in my opinion, this makes the most difference. Punching power can also be genetic, so you should not expect results like Mike Tyson or someone within a year. Let's talk about one thing that separated Muhammad Ali from most boxers. It was his unique fighting style and unpredictability. You can watch any heavyweight boxer in history, but you won't see anyone who fights like him. Ali moved like a middleweight. Even Mike Tyson stated that Ali was the greatest boxer. No one uses the Ali shuffle in the heavyweight division or has speed like him. People who fight in a different way are harder to beat despite their skill level. What you can learn from it is that sometimes you gotta try out different drills and develop your own unique fighting style. You don't have to completely make a new way of boxing. All you have to do is master something you are really good at. It could be head movement. If you are a master at head movement, you can be well known for it if you start competing. And it will also help you get an undefeated record, which is very important in professional boxing in 2024. Muhammad Ali trained for countless hours in order to make a name for himself. In any boxing gym, you can always see that the best boxers train very often. Muhammad Ali trained for 6 days a week consistently. He would start off his day by praying and then running for a few miles. He would use the jump rope and do shadow boxing as a warm-up and then proceed with his training. There is no talent in boxing. Some people might have genetic advantages, but there are many ways to get better without having those genetic advantages. You cannot be born good at boxing. Boxing is about training effectively, staying consistent, and making the right decisions. Just don't quit and stay consistent with the sport and you will be surpassing most people around you.